What is up, YouTube? Back in the fucking kitchen, back with a hat on because I desperately need a haircut and I've been slacking on that, so hiding under the hat. But it is now mid-March and I still suck at making YouTube videos, so the good news is I've been in contact with a local young videographer he's in school right now still. Just a guy, I sent him a message and he hit me up saying he's in school, he's working part-time, but he'd love to try and like help me out, get some videos in, because he's trying to make his way in this world and whatnot. So hopefully we can help each other out. I can get him some work, maybe some exposure. He can get me to not be so shitty on YouTube. So I'm gonna meet up with him hopefully this week or next week. And I mean, you guys are hard critiques. You say what you like and what you don't. So we'll find out if you like what he does or not. Hopefully it works out well and we can get into the summer and get into prep, having someone follow me along and actually document as much as I would like to document. So we'll see about that. But for now, I'm cooking as always, getting ready here. The biggest beauty of off-season, which I love, is that you don't have to cook with like low calorie or whatever, sketchy Pam canola oil spray or anything, whatever you're worried about that. So I can literally just take this and like double on some fat in there and fry up the veggies. I'm getting back on that stir fry life, because I've kind of been missing vegetables. So I just oil the shit out of the pan, put those in on like medium to high heat, and let them blacken, because I like my shit black. But yeah, so today, in the last few days, I've been kind of going around town and trying to find a new place to live, because I'm kind of sick of this small ass place. And to be completely honest, I have too much stuff to fit in here. So I'm looking for, not really a bigger place, but like slightly bigger, I guess, but a 2-bedroom, so I can have secondary storage for clothes and whatnot. And if anybody comes and wants to stay over, I can put this bed in the bed I have now in the spare bedroom, and then get myself a king bed, because we all need a king bed in our life, right? And yeah, so I've been going around. I can show you the one I looked today. I took a little video of it. I'll put it over when I'm talking. But it is so hard to find like the perfect place to live, at least in Ottawa it is. Because like at first I still kind of want to be downtown where I can walk to places. In the summer it's just like, it gets really beautiful in Ottawa. There's some cool places to walk. The nicest place is a place called Glebe in Lansdowne, but there's literally like nowhere to live around there unless you want to live in like a 50 to 80 year old house, and I'm not really about that. There's some condos that are like stupid expensive to rent, so also not about that. And then you go downtown and everything's really small, or has like a half kitchen, it has no oven, but it has a stove, it has like no washing machine, it has no dishwasher and stuff like that. And I'm trying to find like a loft style condo apartment, like that I'm living in, obviously, that has everything I need. So it's not easy downtown, and as soon as you move a bit away downtown, it's like nothing walking distance. You're either in a good area, or you drive 5 minutes to a good area, but that's like a 40-minute walk. So it's just really hard. I found one place I really liked, and just okay, also, I'm trying to find big windows and good light, partly for YouTube, partly just because I've been to my friends' places who have houses like that, and you just feel good to wake up and have the sun come in and whatnot. So to find places with those big windows and an apartment, they're always small apartments. And then the big apartments with 2 bedrooms and enough space and like storage always have shitty windows. So there's literally no winning right now. I've been searching, going to see places, and like, it's crazy. And it's not even price that's the problem. Nothing is that crazy expensive in Ottawa. Like, I can pretty much go in somewhere and say that I don't have a budget and it's still cheap, like it's not a lot of money. And I still just can't find the perfect thing I'm looking for. So it's been really difficult trying to do that, but I will persevere. I don't have to be out of here anytime soon, so I'm gonna take my time and actually try and find somewhere I love and a location I love, and I'll keep getting posted. What's up, guys? So this leg workout was actually pretty good compared to a lot of ones I've had before. So I had flown back the day before this and gone into the gym at like 11 p.m. after my hell with customs, which I'll tell you about right after this. And I just wasn't feeling it, so I spent like an hour at the gym prior to this, the night before this, just stretching, kind of getting my body ready to actually want to squat heavy, because I suck at legs lately. And well, it seemed to have paid off, because I came in here the next day, it was Saturday, late at night. I ate a shit ton all day to get ready. One of those times where you're just eating too much because you feel like you need more energy. But I got in 4 total sets here of heavy squats of 4 1/4, so 455 pounds, which is the heaviest I've gone in literally maybe a year, which is kind of sad for me because it used to be really light. But it's progress and not perfection, so I'm happy to be back on the right track. As you can tell, I was working out by myself, so my attempt in videotaping all these sets is just my phone set up on the ground, leaning against my water bottle. If you look really close, you can see that red bottle in the background. But yeah, just kind of wanted to express how happy I am that squats have finally been getting better, and enjoy the rest of this workout. So if all of this goes as planned, I'm going to post that old leg workout right before this, and I'm going to get into a little story time in my chair here at the end of this video, just because I had an interesting experience and I feel like sharing because it's kind of funny and a little bit sketchy. So coming back from my last trip, we were in Ohio for the Arnold's and then in LA for like 5 days with Courtney. And coming back to Ottawa, I go through customs in Ottawa, so my home city here in Canada. And I'm waiting to get my bag before you walk through the custom thing, because you have to have your bag to do that. And some guy comes out, picks me out of the crowd. He asked me for my passport, asked where I've been, just give me a look, and then like write something on my paper so I know I'm fucked right then. And then I go to leave, and they say, "Excuse me, sir, can you step into this back room?" They bring me into a back room, and there's like 15, maybe more cops just like standing there. So I'm assuming they had like a shitty week and they just had to get some busts, and they're trying to like catch someone and get someone in trouble because they need to fill out their paperwork and fill their goals that they need to fill. Then they pull me over and they make me put my bag on the counter, and they make me take off my jacket, my little bag, my second bag. They pat me down, empty my pockets. They ask me what's in it, if there's anything I have to hide. I say no, go ahead, look through everything. They start ripping through my bag. I have a laundry bag of stuff, and they're literally just like dropping my boxers on the floor, doing shit. They're like looking through my back pocket. At one point, they drop it, like my laptop's in my bag. They drop my laptop on the floor. I'm like, awesome, thank you, that's my laptop. And they're like literally ripping through everything, just like not talking to me and doing nothing. My phone's over on the other side of the counter with my wallet and everything. They're like ripping through my wallet, like opening little things, looking at money, and then they started asking me questions about what I do for work and where I've been, all that, etc., etc. And then I have a pill container in there, obviously. It was literally just, I had some kidney care supplements, some vitamins, vitamin C, because you get sick when you travel and stuff like that. And they look at me and they're like, what are all these pills? So I explained to them what each single one of the pills was. And they're like, why are they not in their containers? I'm like, because I brought 4 of each, because I was gone for like 6 days. I'd take them every other day, whatever. And then They look at me sketchy and they're like, so if we scan this for drugs, is anything going to come up? I'm like, no, go ahead, like do it. You can take the whole thing if you need. And then, so they take a swab across the entire pill container because there's like residue of shit on all of it. And then they walk away with it. And then some like old man cop with like fake tan, like slick back hair, trying to like look badass and intimidate me. And honestly, I was a little bit intimidated. It's kind of scary as hell being in custom. They're ripping through your bag. So he comes up to me and he crosses his arms like this and he gets real close and he starts whispering in my ear. And he's like, so you're in LA, huh? How much does a gram of coke go for in LA these days? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious? Like, I don't know, man. I wasn't there partying with my girlfriend. We did nothing pretty much. She was there for work and just like chilling. And then he doesn't believe me, obviously. And he just looks at me and he's like, so you're a young kid, you probably like to party. How about kids around here? You know where you can get some stuff, find some drugs around in Ottawa, the local area. I'm like, I grew up in a certain neighborhood with like rich white people, like not much drugs around there. And he's like, just trying to like catch me in these lies, trying to get me to say I know someone. And I hear like a beeping in the background, like a alarm go off. And then he looks at me and he's like, so you want to tell me what was really in that pill container? I'm like, I told you, it was just vitamins. There's nothing weird in there. So they come back and they're all like whispering and shit. And he comes over to me and he's like, if you don't tell me what was actually in that pill container right now and we have to find it out for ourselves, you're going to be in a lot more trouble than you should admit to what you've had. And I'm like, I have nothing in there. Like, there's nothing to admit. And then he looks at me and he's like, you want to get yourself out of anything here? Like, stop yourself from being in any trouble? You want to talk to the police, kid? And I was like, what do you mean talk to the police? Aren't you a cop? And he's like, I mean, talk to the police. You want to inform. You want to help us catch some bad guys, bring some guys in. Like, you're just some kid who's got some stuff on you now and it's whatever, but if you can help us bring in some bigger guys and we can, like, help you out and you can help us out, like, trying to get me to inform. And I looked at him and I'm like, I just told you I don't know anyone to inform on, so, like, no, sorry, like, and I don't have anything on me either, so whatever. And then they all go back and they're whispering, they come up to me and they're like, so we found opiates in your pill container, is what they told me. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, there's literally nothing I could have had that as opiates. At this point I'm like, what the hell is opiates? Like painkillers? Like whatever. And then he's like, asked me if I have painkillers. I say no. And then they find one of my kidney care supplements, the Uri Care that I take here. It's like a brown powder in like a clear pill. So he's like, what's this brown powder? It looks a lot like heroin. I'm like, not heroin. I can like, you can Google literally what it's called. They did Google it in front of me, found the product, and then they opened up the pill, cracked it open, and tested what was in there, and nothing came back positive, obviously, because it was what I said. And then they also found THC in my bag, which isn't a big deal because that's legal in Canada, but I don't even smoke weed, so I don't know where the fuck that came from either, which is weird. And they had my phone too, and I left it unlocked, and they started ripping through my phone, just like going through old messages sitting there. And the guy just keeps coming up to me like, you look really nervous, kid. Like, you got something you want to tell us? It'll be a lot better off if you just come clean and tell us. And obviously I'm like shitting my pants. I just supposedly found opiates in my bag, or traces of it at least. So I'm like, no, like obviously I'm nervous. It's kind of scary, but I got nothing to hide. Like I didn't do anything. And then they sit there. I sat there for probably an hour. They ripped through my bag, took out the liner, felt under anything. They were like, opened up my like entire toiletry kit, took out my razors, my everything I had. Was one guy was ripping through my phone the entire time. And then finally, the guy kind of comes up and just drops my phone on the counter and looks at me and is like, pack your shit up. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, just pack your stuff up. And I'm like, can I go? He's like, yeah, you're good to go. I'm like, okay. And then they literally all just kind of walked away and huddled in a group and started talking. And I like, took me like 15 or like 10 minutes to pack my shit back up because it was everywhere. And then I just walked out and left and there was nothing going on because I had nothing on me, which was fucked. So that was my lovely experience with Canadian border security. Thank you very much for that. As if, I mean, I guess you can look at young kids and think they do drugs, but as if I look like a kid who's on heroin and sneaking it into America. Ridiculous, if you ask me. But yeah, so that was my story time. And my stressful experience trying to come back. It was like, I left at 4 a.m. because it was like an hour drive from my hotel in LA to LAX, and LAX is hell. And then LAX to Philly. My flight in Philly was delayed for a while, so it took me later to get back. So I was literally traveling from 4 a.m. and then I got stuck in there with them, and I didn't get home till like 9 p.m. that night with a 3-hour time difference. So it was not a fun night, to say the least. But yeah, that's my story. So again, hopefully me and my boy get our videos done and we can get some cooler, better videos of me training and doing what I need to do and more consistent. So until next time.